You ever had that moment where you're staring at your phone, scrolling through old messages, wondering where everything went wrong? You think about every sacrifice, every late-night call, every effort you made to be loyal, supportive, and consistent. You gave her everything she said she wanted, everything you thought would make her stay. But she still walked away. And now, in the quiet that follows, the question echoes in your head like a wound that won't heal: why wasn't I enough? But that's the wrong question. The truth is, women don't stay loyal to your actions, your gifts, or your sacrifices. They stay loyal to how they feel when they are with you. And feelings are not built on effort alone. They're built on your essence, on who you are at your core. That's why some men give endlessly and still lose her, while others give far less and yet inspire unwavering loyalty. It feels unfair until you understand the psychology. People are not bonded to what you do for them, they're bonded to the emotions they experience around you. She won't catalog every dinner you paid for, every ride you gave, every time you dropped your own priorities for hers. But she will remember how she felt in your presence, calm or anxious, safe or pressured, inspired or drained. And here's where most men fail. They think love is earned by proving themselves, when in reality, love is sustained by presence, purpose, and self-mastery. Stoicism understood this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Yet most men live the opposite way. They measure their worth in external things, her validation, her approval, her temporary affection. And when those collapse, their sense of self collapses with them. That ends today. Because once you shift your focus inward, once you build a life rooted in principle, mission, and self-control, you stop chasing women and start becoming the man women naturally want to follow. So let's break down the 4 truths about what women are truly loyal to, and why effort without essence will never keep her. First, women are loyal to how you make them feel about themselves. It's not about how much you spend or how often you say, "I love you." It's about whether she feels safe, feminine, and deeply seen in your presence. If your love comes from neediness, she doesn't feel cherished, she feels pressure. Psychology calls this anxious attachment, and it suffocates attraction over time. The solution? Don't be her emotional sponge. Be emotional gravity, the calm center that she orbits around. A man who stays steady in storms inspires far more loyalty than one who collapses at the slightest conflict. Second, women are loyal to men with a mission. The moment you made her your mission, she lost interest. Because deep down, she doesn't want to be your sole focus, she wants to feel drawn into something bigger than herself. When she sees you building, striving, and evolving without needing her permission, she feels fortunate just to stand beside you. Evolutionary psychology confirms this: women are wired to be drawn to men with drive, ambition, and resilience. That's why when you abandon your mission for her, she feels less attracted, not more. Remember, she wants to add to your life, not become the center of it. Third, women are loyal to boundaries, not endless pleasing. You thought being flexible, tolerant, and endlessly forgiving would keep the peace. But every time you bent your principles, you lost a little respect in her eyes. Boundaries are not about control, they're about self-respect. They communicate silently that you cannot be moved by guilt, by tantrums, or by manipulation. Seneca once said, "If a man knows not which port he sails, no wind is favorable." In relationships, boundaries are your port, they keep you steady when emotional storms hit. And every time you enforce them, you show her you're a man of principle, not a man begging for approval. Fourth, women are loyal to masculine energy, not unchecked emotion. Vulnerability has its place, but when you make her your therapist, when you unload every insecurity onto her, you shift the polarity and she unconsciously becomes the stronger one. That kills attraction at the root. Masculine energy isn't about silence or coldness. It's about clarity, direction, and steadiness. It's about being emotionally aware without handing over the steering wheel of your soul. A man who can feel deeply but remain grounded is rare, and that rarity commands loyalty. Because at the end of the day, she's not loyal to the man who does the most. She's loyal to the man who makes her feel the most, safe, alive, inspired, and feminine. That man doesn't chase, beg, or over-explain. He leads, he builds, and he becomes. And here's the paradox: once you stop needing anything from her, she freely gives everything she has. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, it is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live. And most men never begin to truly live, because they're stuck living for someone else's approval. But the moment you stop asking, why wasn't I enough, and start declaring, I am becoming more than enough for myself, everything changes. You're no longer the man trying to prove his worth, you're the man who embodies it. And when you become that man, loyalty is no longer something you chase. It's something you attract. So take this lesson seriously. Stop pouring everything into women and start pouring everything into yourself. Build your mission. Hold your boundaries. Stay grounded in your masculine energy. That's how you stop losing women who should have stayed, and start becoming the man who never has to ask, why wasn't I enough, again. If this message spoke to you, then you already know what comes next. Join us here in the Stoic Circle. Subscribe, be part of a community of men who choose strength over weakness, purpose over chaos, and self-mastery over validation. Your transformation doesn't start tomorrow, it starts right now, in the moment you decide to stop chasing approval and start becoming the man you were meant to be. This is the Stoic.